The phone vibrated on the kitchen counter, its glow cutting through the gray morning light like a warning signal. I froze, coffee mug paused halfway to my lips, as my wife's name lit up the screen. Leah, a message, but not from me. The words burned into my eyes. Last night was perfect. Can't wait to see you again. My chest constricted, breath caught, the air squeezed from my lungs. The mug slipped from my hand, exploding against the tile, coffee spreading dark and slow like blood. Upstairs, Leah slept soundly, her gentle breath a lie I had lived with for 10 years. The silence in the house wasn't comforting. It roared. I stood rooted, staring at the shards on the floor, my heart pounding a relentless beat of dread. Who sent it? Why now? Her phone had always been locked, a fortress of passcodes I'd never questioned. But last night, she'd come home late, her laughter too sharp, her eyes avoiding mine. Work ran long, she'd said, though her perfume clung heavy with something foreign. Not hers. Citrus maybe, or betrayal. I swallowed the unease and dismissed it as paranoia, but the text shattered that excuse. My hands trembled as I grabbed her phone. The screen blinked awake, instantly demanding a code. I tried our anniversary, 0413. Wrong. Her birthday, 0927. Wrong again. My stomach twisted. When had she changed it? And why? The stairs groaned under my weight as I climbed. Each step dragged, like moving through thick tar. She lay curled in our bed, dark hair spread across the pillow, face soft and peaceful. But that peace mocked me now. I wanted to shake her awake, force the truth out of her, but my voice jammed in my throat. I turned and walked back to the kitchen instead, the text echoing in my head. Last night was everything. Everything? What did that mean? Drinks? A meeting? Or something that would shatter me completely? I poured another cup of coffee, its bitterness filling my mouth like ashes. The distance between us hadn't started today. I'd seen the signs for months. Her phone always turned face down, her sudden habit of locking the bathroom door, her slipping away after dinner with excuses for space. I convinced myself it was stress, her new promotion, or maybe the constant demands of my family. She once snapped, they're exhausting, her voice tight. I laughed it off, promised boundaries. But maybe it wasn't my family she was tired of. The day dragged like a slow leak of suspicion. Leah woke, kissed my cheek, and asked softly, "You okay, Tom?" Her hazel eyes searched mine. I nodded, words locked behind my teeth. She smiled, tender and familiar, but it felt like a mask. She left for work, heels clicking across the hardwood, and I was left alone with the silence and my splintering thoughts. I checked her phone again. Still locked. I tore through her laptop, her email, her social media. Nothing. Everything spotless. Too spotless. The emptiness only made the text ring louder. By evening, I was unraveling. She came home damp from rain, cheeks flushed. "Rough day," she sighed, tossing her bag on the counter. I watched her move, graceful, natural, but every gesture felt rehearsed. "You're quiet," she said, pouring herself wine. Her voice was calm, but her fingers tightened around the glass. I wanted to scream, to spit out the truth about the message. Instead, I muttered, "Just tired." She nodded, sipped, and silence sharpened between us until it drew blood. That night, I couldn't sleep. Her breathing was steady beside me, but my mind thrashed. The text wasn't an accident. It was a crack splitting our life open, and I needed to know how deep it went. At 2 a.m., I slipped from bed, her phone in my hand again. I tried every code I could think of. Our dog's birthday, her mother's maiden name. Nothing. In desperation, I typed 0719. The lock screen vanished. My heart stuttered. July 19th, the day we met. Somehow, that felt like its own betrayal. Her messages opened like a floodgate. The sender, Alex, a name I didn't know. I scrolled, pulse hammering. "Meet me at the hotel again. You make me feel alive. When are you leaving him?" Each line carved me open, slicing through a decade of love, of mornings, of vows. Her replies made it worse. "I'm trying." My knees gave out. I sank to the floor, the phone shaking in my hands. She wasn't just unfaithful. She was planning to leave. For him. Who was Alex? A co-worker? A stranger? Someone without the burden of my loud, messy family? The next day, I followed her. I called in sick, then trailed her car through the drizzle. She parked outside a cafe, not her office. My grip on the steering wheel whitened my knuckles. Through the window, I saw her laugh. Saw her hand brush against his arm. A tall man, sharp jaw. Smiled too easy. Alex, it had to be. My chest burned, rage and grief colliding like a storm. I wanted to storm inside, to confront them, but I couldn't move. I just watched, like a ghost staring at his own life unravel. Days blurred into each other. I didn't confront her. Couldn't. Maybe I misread. Maybe it was harmless. Maybe I was the problem. But then the text kept coming. I love you. I'm scared, but I want this. I stopped eating. Stopped sleeping. Leia noticed, her concern a bitter twist of irony. You're not yourself, Tom, she murmured, placing her hand over mine. I pulled away. Her touch scorched. The breaking point came a week later. Another message. Tonight, same place. I followed her to a hotel. The neon sign flickered, casting shadows across my dashboard. I waited, hours blending together, until she emerged, his arm around her. Their kiss slow, unhurried, under the streetlight. My world crumbled. I drove home hollow and waited. When Leia walked in, I sat on the couch, her phone clutched in my hand. Who's Alex? My voice sounded foreign, not mine. Her face drained, lips parting soundlessly. Tom, I saw you. I cut her off. I know. Tears welled in her eyes, but I felt nothing but a cold, hollow fury. How long? I demanded. 6 months, she whispered. I didn't mean for it to happen. I was just tired of pretending everything was okay. Her words echoed the very text that started it all. I laughed, jagged and broken. Pretending to love me? She shook her head, sobbing, but I didn't believe her. Not anymore. That night I left, her apologies chased me into the dark. In a motel room, I sat on the bed, staring at a picture of us on my phone. 2 people smiling, happy. A lie.